day waaj waa fan la fii la ci quality Getzner and moo bi lan la seetal Getzner yaa ngi nii borode yaa ngi nii mën a déedéet borode jigéen rek di ko sol damay indi borode jigéen indi borode góor laaw la cat kii daal ne na xam nga lu muy bañ ñoo dugg ci bitig bi ne nangam lay ut ñu ne amut lépp lu jigéen di soxla rek mu ngi ci bitig bii rawat na nag tubaarikàlla scrub yi nga xam ne moo xew si jamono ndax nee na buggatul benn yaram yàqu scrub yaa ngi nii body scrub yi face scrub yaa ngi day and night loo bugg rek ci jigéen mu ngi ci bitig bii cuuraay yaa ngi fi house spray yaa ngi fi waaye foundation yi ana powder yi quality Getzner fii nag la am ci Westfield quality Getzner nëbuwul maa ngi ni kuy nëbbatu du ko wax mu ngi ne fanga ca kaw nag koolat 753 4495 25 00 124 ñaari nomba yi boo ci oo ñu uyu la xale yaa ngi fi koo laaj mu waxal la quality Getzner and more.
And we having businessmen will complain. Ila kulun kanale fu banjol. Ibuka jino ibuka la bagaso jin. They turn back. They katafen dol drop into Senegal. Gambia bagaso kajisena. Omasi bolet.
Dr. Ture contributed immensely to the failure of Adam Barrow regime from 2017 to 2020.
Manke mola foye ko babun wok monki it bar ko metela jero yaje ko wala be tamakan NPP kono.
Yes, ngajale because ya ken defangola I was victimized. Who? The party executive. President ya bulobula among intervene because atele sonta yenna the political campaign.
Baro e muno famoni. Ning arta hanarta komen ko abe jaralale. We transport people from Mali, Sierra Leone and other countries. But we are going to do it. Pour que mol transport ni nala can support for 5 years on moesia proud.
Bari ita fono la ko ha minister la jodo atale ngati nga minister tal allowance la fa mol membe duma minister patata nyaonya mol membe marché oto jendan jaay o famasol do Sénégal membe bolon kono wolle patata minister ti woton te balafa no la minister e ka fo minister la jodo atale nga balafa wanto director la jodo atale nga balafa.
Yaya has the political power. Yaya has the political popularity in the Gambia. Hanibi molbe lafringale and hanibi ala yamaro na futa molka.
Let it be put straight that marriage should be between a man and a woman only if they reach the age of 18 and above, or if they reach maturity, because people could be matured before they reach 18.
So every year, the GFF receives $1 million from FIFA, $500,000 in January, and another $500,000 in July.
Yes, good afternoon, viewers. Wherever you are, you're watching at Environmentalist TV, and I am Sheriff Conte. I'm having this exclusive with an environmentalist, that is Omar Saho, at this moment in our studio in Westfield. And Omar is in the US at this moment, and but we would like to talk to him with regards to the Bara-Ginack death well that just appeared on Friday at Bara-Ginack. So, good afternoon, Omar.
Good afternoon, Sheriff. How are you doing?
I would say good morning or night, because you're in the US at this moment.
Good morning.
Morning, huh? So how's it?
Well, I'm doing pretty good.
You can greet the viewers then.
Well, I'm doing pretty good. Well, I thank you so much for having me on your studios today, and then I thank your viewers for streaming live to the program today. We hope that they can have an enjoyable and interactive session with us to discuss about the Bara-Ginack well that was offshore a few days ago.
Thank you very much, Omar. Yes, we've been following you, commenting in the social medias, organizing, events, advocating for the protection of our environments, things like that, etc. So, first of all, I'll just ask, how did this advocacy started? How did Omar started this advocacy in terms of environment, your concerns with regards to environmental issues?
Well, it all started a little over 8 years ago, because that was in 2015, pretty much actively in 2015. It was when I started my master's degree program on environment and natural resource conservation in Taiwan. So I was in the Gambia in 2015 doing my research on my data collection. And that was when I came in contact with the operation of the Chinese fish mills in my native village, Ginjo. I realized that they were dumping their or discharging their wastewater into the Atlantic Ocean. So when that happened, I was like, this is not going well with me because one of the key research I was doing was looking at the conservation and the governance of the Gambia's coastline from Bunyadu to Khartoum, but specifically, based on time constraint, I was focusing pretty much from Sanyang to Khartoum, how are sea turtles nesting around that area, and looking at what threat was sea turtles experiencing in terms of their population growth between those three local communities. So when I came in contact with that wastewater disposal, I was like, wow, this is a major threat to the species that I was researching on.
So,
threat from human beings. You are looking at things that are coming from nature, the entire ecosystem, and then providing your recommendations. Some of this might be scientific recommendations we harvest, we can conserve the species. Some of those things might be man-made steps of what we can do pretty much. So that wastewater disposal alone was a big issue for me. So that was when I started raising my voice about addressing, pure typical activation styles start at that time. But I was at the same time also involved in grassroots restoration work, planting of trees, making sure that the indigenous trees you have in the Gambia, this might be the Logan mahogany tree, the silk cotton tree, the other type of trees we have, and rosewoods and all of those stuff. So those community mobilization, we go down to the local businesses down there, we embark on community restoration efforts. Then moving from 2015 to recently, I'm like, I'm gonna make sure I also add my voice to concerns that are going around the world about climate change, to concerns around the world about livelihood adaptation in terms of the way the marine resource has been exploited, and how do we ensure we raise the awareness of the general citizens in the Gambia and also around the world. Because what affects the Gambia affects Senegal, what affects Senegal also affects other part of the world too. If the Gambian people, young people who relies on the fisheries resources, or they rely on our forest resources for their livelihood, if they don't have that, we're going to have the issue of like urban or rural urban migration. We're going to have the issue of what we call the climate-induced migration, and we're also going to have the issue of what we are facing right now, people traveling from Africa or other part of the world, trying to look for like economic opportunities somewhere around the world. So over the past 8 years, this issue has become a major concern for me. Pretty much, it is something that aligns with my academic training, and also something that aligns with my professional pursuits or goals in life. So that's why over the past 8 years, I've been actively involved in this particular area.
Malachi. Malachi. Let me talk to him. All right. Hello.
Yes.
Hope you did not open two devices there. It seems like we're hearing something that is just occurring at your end there.
I have two computers attached to it. Let me just remove the other one. Can you hear me now?
You're opening two devices there.
No, I have like an extension. I have two screens.
Yeah. Yes.
Wait, hold on. I might be able to be on Facebook.
Yeah, you need to have one so that you wouldn't be distracted. Yeah. We won't be distracted. Yeah, exactly. Quickly. So we proceed. Yes, just to.
How is it now?
Yes. Yeah. So you said, just to remind you again that you're watching at Environmentalist TV at this moment. Yeah. You've closed that one, the other one.
So, it's funny because I'm hearing the background noise from your end.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. Can you get?
It's funny because I'm hearing the background noise from your end.
From my end?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So encountering a little bit difficulty right now. So in case things stop, don't go away. You can just stay. Yeah. So you were talking about how your activism started in 2015 when your area there, that is the coastal area. We know that is the area very prone to this disaster because it has been dealt with a lot of people, especially we just concluded conviction that has just happened between the former fisheries minister with regards to the briberies from golden lead industry to, and how can you comment on that first? Can you comment on that, because it was about environmental issues typically. Finally, the former fisheries permanent secretary has been convicted.
Well, that issue was long overdue. I just feel so sorry for Banja because he's supposed to be the only guy that was kind of like not convicted, but it was a scheme at the Ministry of Fisheries pretty much. If you look at Gambia, how many industrial fishing fleets do we have in the Gambia? How much money can we say this is what we have from our industry to support boost our economy? If you look at all these fish mills in the Gambia from Sanyang, Gunjur, and Katong, they don't have any effective recycling plan for their wastewater. Don't we not have checks and balances in the Gambia to say, hey, you know what, these are the compliances you're supposed to have? Before you can discharge your wastewater in the Gambia, there's supposed to be at least some of the treatment processes you're supposed to have done. And if they fail in doing that, there's supposed to be some sort of prosecutions being done. They're supposed to be brought before the court. But if not only that, can the Gambia not also regulate the distance or the proximity we have for this practice towards the shoreline? All of these are some of the policies, the regulations that the government need at least work on to improve and strengthen them. Yes, Banja default, he was prosecuted, he was charged, and then there's some sort of sentence that they put forward. But it wasn't only Banja. What happened to the minister at that time? Who were the collaborators at that time? And in any case of bribery or corruption, there is two parties involved: the person offering the bribe and the person receiving it, or the person that is being corrupted and the person offering the corruption. And in any case of bribery or corruption, there is two parties involved: the person offering the bribe and the person receiving, or the person that is being corrupted and the person offering the corruption. So in that regard, if Banja is been found culpable of corruption, then the parties also offering the corruption also have the same kind of liability too. And they also have at least get a repercussion for that.
Yes. Yeah. So, as you're already familiar with environmental issues and natural resources, and through your observation, how is the world dealing with this kind of things? I mean, things that are not happening in this country at this moment.
Well, if you look at issue of both the environment and marine ecosystem, you talk about the environment, looking at coastal areas, we're looking at our forests, we're looking at our land, we're looking at how climate change, deforestation, drought is affecting, communities around the world. You got other regions of the world that they flooding. You got other part of the world that have extreme weather conditions, like the winter, they have like a massive winter, lengthy winter, too much snow accumulations. You got other part of Africa, like in Somalia, is a part of Ethiopia that they have like drought, that they have desertification. People are losing their livelihood, the animals are dying. If it goes down to places like Gambia or the sub-Saharan Africa, people are dealing with like livelihood issues, whereby there is too much of over commercialization of our fish resources. We are also dealing with some sort of depletion of our coast and marine environmental resources. So those are like challenging debates happening around the world, both within the policy landscape, where you have like the international organizations like the United Nations, you have the EU, and then there are their partners, discussion about how this can be try to have like overarching policies that will help conserve these resources. How do we ensure that's optimal use of these resources? That is the high level end. They come down to like at the national front, whereby you have governments trying to come up with legislation, whereby they can come up with like programs towards at least strengthen their conservation efforts. It goes down to like the grassroots level, is where you have like the CSOs, and also community-based organizations working together to see how best they can at least raise awareness programs. How can they have local-led interventions to ensure that all these efforts have been put together to have the long-term growth and sustainability of these resources? So in that regard, about
Yes,
at
hello,
individual
Omar.
level,
Yes.
there is issue of capacity building program, that's like inter-stakeholder discussions going on, and that's issue of like funding involved, whereby developed countries are like sending grants, sending funds to their like less developed countries to ensure that at least there is various or collective efforts going on at various levels of the spectrum.
Yes, so coming back to this death well that just appear at Bara-Ginack, I would contact Mr. Mr. Loom to a youth in Bara who would we will hear from Mr. Loom. Then from there you can listen carefully. Hello, Mr. Loom.
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Loom, nanga def? And all right, Mr. Loom. fu mu ne nii ñu ngi dégg weel boo xamante ne moo feeñoon foofu si Bara ñu ngi ko wax Bara-Ginack weel kañ la loolu feeñu ak yow si sa boppa yow kañ nga ko gis.
Man Friday laa ko gis if you know a short story Sunday Sunday laa ko gis te li ñu feeñ foofu noonu Sunday si ngoon te non Sunday si suba la hello
yeah maa ngi laa dégg hello
hello waaw
waaw maa ngi laa dégg soo Sunday nga ko gis yow.
waaw man Sunday laa ko gis.
waaw exactly so yow bi nga jot a gis weel bi nii boo demee foofu nga gis ko lan nga observe si weel bi lan nga observe.
ok bi ma gisee weel bi. li ma observe si moom gaañu laa observe si moom. te gaañu boobu noonu man according on my own experience. man dama jàpp ne naam propeller bi moo ko dog.
ban propeller ban propeller.
propeller ship la waaye dafa foog ne ship bi nga xam ne moo nekk ci courant bi nekk ci fële boori marché bi moom stade presse. waaw because on that Sunday dafa am suma benn système mu ne on Saturday moom dafa cross on.
waaw.
so bi mu crossé mu ngi gis tubaab bi a ngeen daw si beneen waak bi mooy waak boo ñu doon bil noonu pour feeru bu ees bi waaye jot a pare. ok mu ne foofu la gis tubaab bi doon daw di ko nataal mu génnee boppam bi nii. waaye après na dafa dugal boppam bi mu dem.
waaye fekk deewul.
Saturday boobu noonu am na temps ni moo ko gars yi di noonu fekk deewagul nag. ko tubaab bi doon nataal. according to système bi li ma wax. waaye soo nee daal la si stade bi diggante Ginack ak Bara.
ok
waaye it's almost 3/4 away from Bara maybe just about 2-3 kilometers from Ginack. waaw.
waaw soo léegi fu mu ne nii comme ko feeñu na gis ngeen ko dem nga gis ko comme si li nga wax am na ay yaram bi mu ngi amee ay gaañu te xam nañ ne tamit weel la bi nga xamante ne bu rëy la. fu mu ne nii yéen bi ngeen ko gisee lan ngeen def ndax ñan ngeen oo pour ñëw seet ko foofu noonu because lu doy waar la daal pour ngeen gis façon bi.
waaw man for the first time in my life live ni that feels like what is again okay diga xamé né man da mané kon ci sama site ci rek ben detective officer bu ñu wax CW mané bu fekk ma fi mu ne ma mister am na wér bu kër bu rek ma ko fal mu exam mu ne about 5 kilometers away from Bara dina jege so ma ne ko waaw so naka la nag mu ne ma naka ne kay yow fi indi PRO moo tax ma inform la so nga inform alkali ñu seet naka la ñoo def pour mun a yóbbu ay tracteur foofu ñu tata ko génne ko mu gën a egg ci kaw non ma ne ko mu ne yow benn benn tracteur mu ne ma non loolu benn tracteur mu ko yóbbu xam nga mu ne ma leen bi is 17 minutes te affaire yi moom dafa rëy trop xam so mu ne moom benn tracteur du ko mun a génne so ma ne ko xanaa kon alkali mu ngi amee benn moto bu amee ba am mu ngi am leve na duñ jaarale moto bi jaarale moto bi tam moo nekkoon affaire bi time bi ma ko woon loolu woon around 10-11 so mu ne ma jël sa first waaye am na around 3 o'clock dina fekk a gën di necca then after moto yi mun a jaala pour ñu tata ko génne ko waaw lii laa jotoon a wax ak moom après nag alkaali bi kooloon naa ko waaye mënu ma ko woon a am ok après moom ñëwaatoon naa romb ma ak beneen boosam ma dafa yóbbu commandant foofu noonu gars yi dem seeti affaire yi am nga ñoom day jaala bi pare jël rayda so rayda yaa ngi foofu noonu xam nga jakarta yi rëy ak ñoo jële et ñu yóbbu leen saa après bu demee nag man ci laa fa def waaw
so léegi fu mu ne nii ba léegi weel bi mu ngi fa tegu ba léegi wala
mu ngi fa woon de du ko loolu moom dafa rëy bu xam ne loolu nekkul lu nit mun a puus génne ko fa te demoon na bi ak am nga mu ngi commencé nopp non waaw so daa ne loolu moom dëgg-dëgg suma day am benn groupe boo xam ne dañ fa doon waxtaane ma dégg suma benn elde broda mu ne loolu su fekkee yóbbu fa ceen foofu ñu ngi dëgër bi mu dogat ko ñu gas suul parce que su demee lépp di nga gis di xool ayoo mu ne waaye baara moom ñett na di ko ngelaw laan ko yóbbu ñu ca kanam xam nga naa dem ba à para kara moom noonu la ko expliqué waaye am nga man moom loolu la ma ci amul idea waaye am naa ne affaire bi rëy na ne
dafa rëy waaw soo léegi moom lu mu doon wax woon comme suggestion bu mu doon joxe moo nekk pour ñu dogoon ko rek suul ko ndaxte comme si boori géej bi la wax pour ñu suul ko suggestion bu mu doon wax laa miin si boori géej bi wala maybe another place different from
dañ ko doon dogar kay seet another place boo xam ne dañ ko fa mën a suul waaye suñ ko defee si boori géej bi tam bu baax waaye nag dañ ko doon égal tuuti rek ci kaw am nga parkaas bi foofu noonu suñ ko égalee tuuti si kanam boobu mën nañ koo gas suul ko foofu noonu parce que loolu pour transport ko génne ko fa loolu beneen problème la dogat rek pour ñu ko xejjale yóbbu ko foofu ñu waaye bu nobee boobu doo ko mën a see dogat am nga
so léegi si yow Omar Mr Loum si sa observation waa Bara that is the surrounding foofu noonu time bi nii ndax gaa ñu ngi ragal ñu ngi tiit ne comme pour mu nekk foofu noonu ba mu dem nopp foofu xeet bi sonal nit ñi right now ndax are they living with that fear ndax ragal boobu gaa ñu ngi ko dundee time bi
waaw xam nga ñi ko xamul mooy ñi ko xamuñu waaye ñi nga xam ne comme man suma maas bi maa ngi dugal ci ay groupe chat groupe bi waxtaan ak yooyu noonu xam nga ak ñun ñi nga xam ne ñoo dëkkee ci boori géej bi noonu te fi ne ni si si yàlla pour ñoom xet bi bu war a egsi dina disturb the whole environment waaye tam su fekkee ne comme ñun li ñu waxee mu ne gannaaw ngelaw li mel la ko yóbbu ci kanam doo baara buñ see am léegi tuuti rek lañ see am waaye li ëpp yëpp dafa dem ci yeneen communauté yi
waaw dafa aroon
na ñoo baara communauté dem ci yeneen communauté yi yëpp benn la because we are all human beings te def na ne liñ bugalul baara loolu war a na ñàkk a bugal yeneen communauté so génne ko fa daal bi fi ne nii moom moo nekkoon suñu mbir dafa suñ ci yàlla toog suñ mobee foofu noonu
ok jërëjëf léegi balaa ngaa dem xaaral rek ma Omar are you able to capture some of the things he's saying before I let him go?
Yes, pretty much. I get those of the things, you know. Like I got most of the things.
You got many things.
Yes.
All right. So Mr. Loum kon jërëjëf dégg nga dañ la bàyyi ba si kanam xaj na.
waaw kon baax na jërëjëfati rek yéen tam jërëjëfati bu baax a baax parce que soo leen fi nekk bon kumpa bi dina la nit ñi parce que am na ñu bëri ñoo xam ne tey xamuñ li xew même journaliste xama ko ci nit ñi di leen ñaanal rek yàlla yokk Mahamadou yokk place bi mais tan bu daal
Amin. All right. So Omar ngalon say me man ninka kaunta la do man ninka tun ko momen den jube kan asian din tale andu mol bela frinka kulon nyin ko to bake komi ya mo ya be men fokan follow ate fongo tata la je and ni ajube baramol ba balo bala sobita ko fenne ama anu coming propela men fana ngaka men fo coming membe ba ko no tumando asekeno italla jero to wala ama coming ila jero to asekeno wala ama because janni mol ba jala num banta je follow kitala num wutumata man fa follow so Umar as an environmentalist mi alon ko natural resources ya kiskisle ya kulon jele right now munem tretti kabonyin koto
So kukilimba inte dulamba jaila baba ke kadon ni science jibe oye londi lukan la ko jibe lam yalan ko tibaba la fahamro wala je baba ke it can depend moni min yalan ko be sakeli kono sa like people in the local community sikara la wala information on income so Mr. Lumi kibaro min di mos kibaro in kumada ba kala kadon te kabira ko nyinkera intela crossroad ara wolado wo boring ko la fana mo min fana contact len dumala wala fana crossroad be wo ma fa comme supponi daro ma fa la dal kadon wels anin dolphins e ka fa stations ela saya ni dawo da ifada aka sun jama kunanda la domro man siya bake o climate change joy me bami ko betel da cold blooded animal solomat wo jo ni temperature ni kandi baba ay batandi o ni entankol wala mu ye marang jalol kono comme ni faran jalol contending wala ni kulumballa prepare ni wala ila nemi way barma strike what they call the post strike wo finna la kefa so kabir ni nekk ci findana nam baake ntep so remina wo somebody moy tanu jeni tan wo tala ka bolom de ka ben tala because that will give the physical injuries kaje ko okay abalo nyimbala baramol le babala and clear isana ko ni ay both strike so kul mon da barama o fenna barama banin kono and science sum no wala that was the first thing you can do ni mari mo sin kono what do you call neuroscopy di pandala ya fara aw kere mani jana akatoli ya fara ya kono jibe kay fa plastic ba ko le taban o fo ay fena tan yana ko marra kono akan kono something ni at na ya fa so those are some of the evaluations in marika minke ni do man keno ala tissue sample ko wala ta ya bula in a gene comme dolo ni ko wala something pour ka samba lab ka analyze kay ko fini afara kuran dole bala ba bar musallum la jibero anala person ni woyena kumpa ko la ni ajama bangala enseigner da pretty much because nimbar mo babala ñene ko mul ñass sidata wolale wakata ne kam ko ni atakata finala wala tan takdal so bara mo ni wala sababu no ala saya ñinale so sani we can now look at what is the probable cause of will ni fa ala fani ha so mbat ndam mbajela wala because
coming ibe men fokam doro
ni be kisi to jibe kan kisi ro nyin ika nyala cross lola jibeje anin kibaro minen ko wollo mo minen ko have the first hand information yes mo be do la ko ha fo wel manyana fala yes anin ka fala dunia ko no wel so ka fala to le be ma fala pacific north west Washington State ni organ ma fala ka finde bado wadi ka fa bar jamma fa ni fara you have the scientists mina ka ta wolla ka jibe jamma fa la ko ke fa baba ka because of la don't have the abundant food supply that they need so Gambia ma fa la wolla ka min jibeje wala ma def do mo ro sia Gambia ma fa la because into man heavy pressure in terms of industrial fishing so but we also have a heavy percent of industrial fishing trawlers in Gambia pa nyin kono so suppose que no fanal da mala so mbem sa lum te do jay wala across ro nyin anaka different thing
yeah so coming nyin tembola mobe be kumbo be kerim pour ka long mune afa yalong benjamin nyin tembola tumando min yalon ko environmental issues man ku jamal kiskisir keje ani man ku jamal fahama ko to isaje ko comme nyulbe fombatandi kensen wala nyew mi yalon ko nye kensen wala fata fatal doron muna mose fombatandi wala kula malo fe understand comme dolta kumandi la bake bari comme nyin defensive ala fa nyin defensive ala fa munema ala disadvantage banko fon
so meanwhile, not only Bangkok, but Bangkok from a banta because well-swimming dolphins, they are mammals and they are very sensitive. It told me that we're banning this is a vibrant, healthy marine ecosystem. It's a balloon because new will live the dawada. Diving also living water. It tells you that it's abundant fish resources because you can balloon can nim balloon man of dawada nem can sustain no. You pick it water. You can balloon me like nim so the madia balloon in chalo ni fen but balloon water. So near will the dawada can Allah ban is thriving. You need the sea in game after. Not only the black and is also healthy among pollute. Chimeka or Carola because nim diamond among healthy, you might have all my phone. They migrate to all areas. So no film kala fara woda anyenda ka banko ni so la kala mina nyinken kare fa akuran kala ba ninga konde mi sasa nyali lamda fa ninga ta konko la mina ken to la baka ni ko ni man sia woda ni to la food security wise na protein wise in terms of fish stock wo be nyaade la woda ninga tara fana ko min ko boat strike la fa min jamal be ne baka mina ko to nyaabe ka woloje bien ko na navy or the national or the coast guard bu nek la bambe ka protect ka tankale because banko ay medical mileage wala mo banko ñu nanati bañi kono so ning banko ning ko ka lita bari ile bañi ko ila fanka sol nane ñi ko ne kala nane ñi me ka sawon ka dunga kono inyenta ko wolon ne ka jibe jamala o sembo di wala ye wala sino sto mun tolto wala ani dan sino jealous kana wala ben dia din illegally te man sponda e banko fana sembo sole to kulmol me da ke arrest ke kitindi pour que de mari ka joro ke e fayles no minke so ni fens fi fale fada ak woji nin karol ni wo bundal le yele pour que banko mu ka sola kalo nyaadi la mari ni a londo fara la karola banko mi ko il banko luka da bako le yirwada ikat sisiro ke nyim ko fana kalen ko nyim be mo le bolu ba nyaadi le musulla mi fo kelle me e ka sanjel le balu e ka balu mun to ma fana wala mi ne ke balu wala tanyal le ke sementu ya woda ndu wo fana kana do ko di banko di wala fana dol ntolla banko ni a tamba jibe de ko mo tan janne ko ka jinu na banko economy loren to alun ton la ko le kan tourism dunia da jamaatu wala tibabu lun ton ka ni wel so le jibe anen dolphin sol ndu wo fana de gobe de local tour guide ni jale ko final do ko bolle bala tibabu lun ton na banko fu ngala it brings something to the economy. So near jibe banko jamal kan where son la taro wala ka kan be sura mina ko Dhaka University wala college ma fa la pour kan ni ko ka karam go banko jamal kan do ko so bunda la wala ka de kan wala karola wala tara kisisi wala karola wala tara londo la karola mal so wolum mulla mina ka molla jiruwa ni la fahamu wala warandu wala banko min yaron ko ila jiruwa fana be den tibablu ton la nala kan kana well watching na la do to ufana ka de ko create banko di ngoli minelen ke has local well experts or mo minelen ko ni well ko mi da understand baga ufana ka at least mutadal di mola so wala ni fanal de dal man tare mo kande
hello ibe moy kande fo
kanke moles
ha ibe hako tura nyelen gwato lol na gakole akol so dole bari sa ni na tanan ate fenne min fo ase domono le famo nya domono lo fo ma sibo le ba domoto pour molie o long
so where's ate ka domo ate no mo sa ko na ka domo na ka do mole londo men sura man kiliya na mo fi won la karola comme quand même for the traditional ecological knowledge wala traditional ecological knowledge mole men na ko de indigenous people ni ko ya faham kada tuba londo man londo be tu fano ne ta kisi sura karola so ntolla fambro ka ko ni principal imanyen adomola kadon gambia ne history jibe masibo na kanu na ko ma fonda jima fonda le tujere ma fonda ni ala ko pe asifa ko ma fonda le anda masibo be wonda ka dum mo demale man tan ko sala so ma ka fele ka dum dal na abulan wo je na jam fala ngala wala puri ni anan ko musa asahani no kayama rokala
all right nyente mola itala ibe mu message sifala di la man sakunda la nyente mola as an advice from somebody who who has been making some research with regards to natural resources.
Hanti min blira man sakunda wala min de ko nabba nyanda ka tale nga fa xam ala bele ne ba kon because kis wala karola ala londo karola gambia de mandor ba afrika tundu jimala modi bi kalon dafa nyanda ko ben ba ko min ka hayme we don't know the population dynamics. We don't also try to understand the threats. I want that in the back I can understand because number one, we have people in the Gambia they study about well stations. All of them are pretty much well sold in dolphins on called million we are not demanding, but when I have Hamla for back it. But when they can be back Bancola story. So by the coming Bancola story of the world that can continue with the mama that not have rolling game out with the market. Bring a back on a Japan, Kadun Gambia Bibi and Eliben Dollar Protein next to Mundo. Fendi Mabiji back on a market, Nian Caminton, Gamino Jamababi, Nissan Sudan or Broken. So Nico Fendi that want to me and go water balloon can go in the Bala water. You're down and yellow Sierra Mafona. When I can hold that Bango Sudan called the Kalanko, no information of the castle. What doesn't see when you live in the Balaka and the Kankan on Yadi Mafana Wondale. It's a Munafa of Nasun Gulbala Wonder. Handing at a Bandara country and Gambia to do such in the Gambia. Babul Limiti Bang, Walla, Nation Limiti Bang, Nidan and Gambia, Kundula Japan and Gambia, airport to Joe Wanda, Ikela Hotel Lodo, Hotel Kurukamolea. They go with local, researchers or the local students in the Gambia. What Gambia doing the Fanaka, what do we call that? The cross exchange of knowledge and ideas. What they can have Bunka for Humble and Nakaju. So Banco Yamaro Damasukuna Mariko, Nadua and Jiba, Banco de Maro Fananga de Maro Fana Bunga Jiba. Latino Camaranga can be back and Yakatan Banco Fana Market Wanda, in the Banco Bunda Ministry of Fisheries Lomadibang, and Water Resources Lomadibang, National Environment Agency Lomadibang, Civil Society Association Lomadibang, not trying to empowered, make sure London for Hamro, in the back of the Juran Lakola, a Wara at Ham. Ning you from Rote Walla, Bankudun Fana Trabo, Kibara Bulo, Londoni, Natalim Bangun Natala. Card Mr. Dume mean for Baran Jinek from the Wanda, more better than the Mialenko, Imantan Hanging movement. Card Imapo you from Imala Pregnadi. Asking the level world, will see Yan, the Cadet television upon her. But from Yakalimalo, it's not like you for it. So this is where the exchange of information and capacity building program and sensitization is also very important with the local, communities. So the stakeholders, Masakunda, Mafonla, Bolina Carter, Nicky Barros, Bicala Banco and Nafadi, the Carter, Sakil Milaka, Mafonla, or actually more Mafonla, the Carter, Nika Kar, and the Carter.
Yeah, continue. Yeah.
Man poro le benin dafon la poro bakon wala la balu nyala wala kranyala je ko ko tolo so le ka entango o dash boat strike ni se ko da ka jibe be luanya la nda wala wala be cross nyala da ko la kam to monitor and patrol la tembe baral wala kala mi le kiri bakon ni la ko tole ma faham and niaji be banko ka bunda jamala soro. Yes, fisheries and water resources won't bunda kiri. Department of Parks and Wildlife, World Marine, that on Latin country Kenya. But the Gambia Federal National Army came for the navies, World Fanaka Bam, the patrol, Kulunya, and to the back on, walking with the Tranyana, the Walla, Jamali was cemented to the water back on Wall Ladi. So they can come Mansakunda, Bunda, Jamal Mekeri Walla. They have overlapping resources, overlapping responsibilities. ñenne ka men solo mo fam nga clarify to mo ko na kala ne mo lo tare lo liggéey ñaade le iten jëmala do ko sunde ñola albe ñoo ma ko ñati complément just effort ñene ka travail ko mo den ka bondi ñoko anen kam den ka clean di pour ka ko xamlo ka fa bros ko bundal
Okay, so ñinte mbola comme ye Mr. Lum moyle atela birate be famala nun je ima bondi je nun follow so ibe soge sonol dila dol ba fola isa kuntun no maybe yeta ya dispose lato bar saying in case na tata ko man sakunda man na je pour ka nyin taje you understand man sakunda man na pour ka bondi je fatu de tele bulu follow fo after tembo do because ibe silarim pour kana tolije after tembo do to itebe mun advice la dile tele nyanta mun stable talab kadun ko dema fongole be silari minna e tinyaaji ay tolije sun kango nyi batandi telbe silari walla so itebe mun solution la dile la fo itel nyanta ka bada labam fo nyanta mun nekela o itela advice mun ne drong itele o ko data mo sakunda man naje pour ka nyew nyi bonde je yeah
nta se yama romi ndina ma de coming ko dunia kono there's no universal agreement or agreed solution to well so ba dispose nyaade le bla dolte kamin fo na banta ba kono baba kono ya tuje ma fo la starta ko ay toli ala nutrient sol ni wala la wo to joni ko wo jiba ni ko add more recipe to water that's more economically and that's more environmentally friendly ndinga tanan fa akina nan bada boron la kamin ko ni no amindi bara ma fa la ding
bada
na woda wala mati ya asidi kulungo bala kumbani bala ya ya joni ko ay ta ko wonda because ni to fa fata dafen do le ke bolula wala nyen karoti ani sacks wala ke bolu to fa na wala ni to ta fa de add more recipe water that's why it came to ye julo sidi bala kulungo mena ka sembo soro wala kulungo mena ka sembo soro yamde ya fulias ma joni ko ay ta to baji ko de dafen do le bolu de ma ni wu man keno ise min kala ya bondi wo bara bondi no les mbatti ko tan lato ya badeje ay toli ay ko na ko ta fos yati bialaje isnala a wo kilometer ko na bones ya samba in a museum specimen mo min nak no bel ko ni lo ya moto ya fay ko ni no wel sindi wala da fa mi ara ngata ba ko ma mo amende by the board between the north and south pole na for the water ila wel ni anywhere between 20 tons to 200 tons yala lent ni ko foye ya mo ko mala ham ro ni kan dum be Gambia e France no min wel tin so wala ni am da ya bade fe ka bade ri woda wona ma no ni wadi bo da ya ko mi na ko da fanya ko da ko son da bije ya mo ya bon has specimens University of the Gambia same na fan no wala Gambia College same na fan no wala you can also have a museum in the Gambia mina gaskala a coast and marine museum odi pour bara ko ko fewol mo la fam ro flas ko wala so wala this is why you have the two options wala ma ya bala to di ba ko wala yefo wala fan mo na fon daje wala tan ko ka ya ba di da wala na ba di wala ya ko mo ye wuri ya sin ma that has specimens pour mo la karan ko fam ro ftan ma fon so this are pretty much the two solutions ni ba bal ti bato ko ci fenso mi ko ay sembo soro pour ka chika kada ni ko in tons you are looking at almost 200 tons mo ni no ni ma we ma hay ma ma ala kuliya bi ngadi but fen wala mi ka kuliya de bakar ha la de fa de ka min ke wala ka kundum ni ya kundum eta ya kundum ya ba de la ha but la ni am ka ma fo la ma de luwa man son ko ka offensive ala bade wonya man sa kunna fa ka da ka sempo da ka ke te mo responsibility pour ka intention da ka tekya ito le ke na fa dunda ko ito le ke na fa dunda ko ani bondo ani joro min kam kam min da kam da ka bade ka bonde abdemento ni ka bade ani wadi bada ka bonde na woda ka specimen
Okay, so all right. So coming dol la miroto fo itel mu fennete mi yalon ko ka kulungol le boyndi bang
well sol ninga tay man sila wala man tay na denja jama dais no incident ka coming ko well sol ko kulungo boyndi because ngajele ne you know karandro le ke ya ko bla jibe wala move le bra jibe documentary ni ko they are very friendly in terms of like ninga tay man tay a threat iman di bika kulungo boyndi wonya but fe ba xana di ngona moati xale ba ma sax ni ba man dew na ma mara adak kin growth ni dafa fana mo renya ijima balle keren dunya ko ndum ta afrika ma fa la fam bu man ki wala ka khayma inanga mo jele na bale ko na bana dunya dado to bi siarin jele ha wol
Okay,
ni isia ma di ni America ma fon yele ko bola go siar ni na fan na jabal and the mulka GBL has an experience. They go and do whale watching. Is going to ka joan to America jam ma sa jam sta dola ke many thing. You kata a triple someone like you know, you just go and do whale watching. Even sometimes the conservation effort demand that water. You know, ima akuni ya mo nyam kari ya ko make interfere with their lives. You are disturbing them. Yes.
Alright, Umar, abaraka bake wato fela tata silang ni lefta ga kuma kan bije mi yalon ko lefta di le maybe me nyinin kala deni shewdi an ye mul ye sela kuma kan lama fana la faaw kan doro se kacha nyindang kadu wato fela tata le very interesting, people are following.
So nte semendi wala mani gamero la mati ba fo bandana ko la mati wala ko sakunda la mati wala fo normal ordinary system la mati ba ni ni festival fendida wel so la mati ba dolphin so la mati ba dol la mati ba wala ko mi ala ay mon so ni fada semin ko wala mati ko ngata ngala milan ne ya fo ni fada mo be ta londo so no amanta ka mo be so la ko bar ni jam mari ya je natala ulta natala ko mada ba kale yata very closely I clear. You would more so I analyze alone minimum a bottle of problem in the far Palaba. Fina Baramafina, Nafina, Kuntuolonji, come Mr. Minimum Kenting. Ningabra Wanda, in Maria, try you inform the local authorities. Very soon in Philippines, the world, I see inform your word out, what become tax and wildlife. Do you want the name Molo Miana Kamari being environmental, Jackie Maraftanala, Luka GB? Moi Milanka, the Gambia Fana, Carona Carol, University of Gambia, this near Sudan quality, put out a new civil investigate to have research so that we can have our local experts who are well knowledgeable of certain species. Nimbo the world life and a second to have plans in place, new civil to buy because in Gambia, the lower what we call the West African Marine Eco Region. In the Bada Fanan, a Junior Bakere, two Bakere Fiona. What sort of contingency plan do you have to dispose them? How do you make it accessible to local community for them to reach you? So what do you capacity building the world local community for na fare ba ko re ke slanda di family fa mo wala ni la yu fa mo fendi wala amanda ke to so wala ko mara baba kale ndim ma sekunda fransa kata no nyi ben sika fence fa fare mi e non bara na so be bala ya try a simple collect ya saji ka wala kalon sirka ko mi ne nyi fen la kafa wobe ko mala bagale pour ngalam because dunia balore be dinde ter ñoko le Gambia nka ñel dama baax wo jek wona fantasio ko ñi fekk wona fantasio mi nka ko fayda mari man kisi wala wo ase man tour fenere bank ni wala baba kale so won bala fanali bar han environment ni al hawala ko ni ka traba ka ko dunia dama di won balu woni la jurwani is interlinked with so many things within the world. So nin ko be world la jene ka tale ko nakra na trenga sura ku kala ha amanya kala ko tilsa betul na ka jata no hansanya man sikun na de mar ko ke world la wala be de marul ni ka ko mi ka world la amman tare ka ku ba world la. Sometimes we have like local community wardens, meaning that dealing with conservation works in local communities around the country, but we find like actually we provide with the resources and the tools so that we put in case to Yamanaka. So we come back. So I don't want you to idea in terms of finance, in terms of research, in terms of also studying our policies, and also how best do we work as at least as a team, collective effort and concerted effort to address some of these issues we are facing in our own country.
Alright, Umar. Abaraka bake. Meten ladro.
Thank you. Better than be jaila je ma fala bank dole fana ko ya baraka ba ko ngita ka training ulu ka nyo mo ya na mala ba ka ne ko ne ko ma fa hablo fana let them share information with people or with relevant authorities to ka push training da ka address ak mala ba ka ne Gambia fana mo sekunda ya mara minna na nan balak fanala ya try na Gambia Navy ni muta yestermen to ya juranga kawala wala ma bi prinkel dol dira and then let him also have, if possible, capacity building program to work with Bara-Ginack patrol. Let them have knowledge about both the local fisheries regulations and policies, and as well as international treaties. What am I fishing trawlers? So they think any Gambia, what is the political money in Gambia? How do we conserve? How do we protect? And how do we ensure we patrol, we monitor, and enforce certain kind of policies that was concerned with our marine ecosystem?
Abaraka bake Umar, abaraka bake. Thank you very much for la songola pour kananang ni mole kacha kalondo tala mol tema pour mol sa fahamu nyinte mola katu kulle mini alon ko ngamen kacha jang is very important. People are following it and ngalo ne ko be muna fanana le fanan kabo baran ko la Ginack le man kana fofon sakunda fongolem be jigirin ko be la moy kan ne ba jube kan ne fanan andum fanan ibe famu na fala la oto mbafule. Thank you very much.
Mr. Lumna Kibaro, you will let cross work, making the Mali and Samoje. Wolam Kalanko, Baramola Baba. But in the Mamming Anson, Walam Mobile Bastard, the Bante Master for Walam Deco, Musolam in the Keramari. A Sanjo Banyadi.
Okay, Sanjo.
Aning well Sipanyadi. How work is because we very different phenomena. So the buyers are angangani ka wala jibe noje yala mesmo ngodol jere ha ngodol jere so wala inde kala miyan ka jamaje ka kisu ka wala ka to establish the gender, the age, the weight, the length ngodol jere na la mesmo na ko ngodol jere so wala mda minala ko ninga tara man ko santen ten c'est mol dan mini bo ma fa na ko de tal jamal to minala ko yala la ninga tara case ma so do ko protect follow
ya ndal fo wala mol bijele mol tarle je inte mola bari nake da nya information ko regards to email fo kanten doron me fero kala le isa kala muta nyatre inshallah
yo ifana baraka ba thank you so for the time opportunity
abaraka ba ke Umar abaraka ba ke ngalo fo wati ko ten don tumando me kacha do fana soto le me bi nyato ni ala sonda me juberal ten don me jela ba fala le ni mala exclusive interview la timi alon ko nga tukunu men na wala ñing ñaw men finditanang Bara-Ginack ñin tembola abe larinje ay akoy mol jahal kabo baranko la kana fo mo kote ngolla comme hanisa abe larinje le solutionol be ñini kan kaje ko iba dispose la ñame wala iba bade la ñame wala iba bon la bada la ñame to ñin tembola ba fulale ko tumando be murnale jankoten ke pour ka kacha koten suru akola ala baraka kibaru dima felanata momoro ndi yalon ko febe siri Washington state le kono ibe do kola le woran do fe mantre do kola sain ise apply ro kenole fenne ka fumiye working families tax credit me yalon ko ni sartol timmandi ise sutoro ro kenole membita kayen na fo dola wuli kilin keme fulola ahankany nyimbe damuta la February kro te folole la 2023 sankono ando nie sartol timmandi ebe sotoro kala le nyim fengola nyimmanke julote ando man sakunda te intala fanan pour que mantora saka wato min nayte solata pour ka kayto nyini ila information obe kala fentile mi yalon ko abe tankala le andum fana be kisira dalilo me nyinnati woren pour ka mol sembentu yandi mol min bulo me ko ben ndugo be Washington satele kono ni lafta kibaru ko yo seto lañu ko to ise fero ke kumandiro ke wawakla 5